Okay, we're just going to look at an easier beginner's type flow to open the body, get everything moving, improve our range of movement so that we can go out and pursue the sports that we love to do. We're just going to start off on the mat, start to warm up, start with some breathing, just calm down the body, calm the mind, focus on here and now, breathe in, let the breath fill the chest, fill under the arms, expand the ribs, breathe out, keep the length in the spine as you breathe out, let the belly suck in, push all the air out, the diaphragm rising underneath the ribs. Breathe in, the diaphragm pulls down, lengthen the back. And breathe out, the diaphragm's going up under the ribs, pushing the air out. Keep the length in the spine. Breathe in, fill the body with air. And breathe out. Close the eyes. Calm the body, breathe in. And breathe out. Close the throat a little bit so you can control the air. As you breathe in, breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in, come up onto the knees, put the hands forwards, come onto all fours. Lengthen the back. And breathe out again, pushing the diaphragm up under the ribs, suck the belly in, breathe out. Roll the hips down and out, arch the back down, breathe in, lift the shoulders, lift the head. And breathe out, reverse that. Arch in the back, pull the hips down. Breathe in. The opposite. And breathe out. Roll into a rounded back, pushing the air out, suck the belly up. Breathe in. And breathe out. Roll the elbows round to the back, breathe in. Pulling the shoulders outwards. And breathe out, roll the elbows around, internally rotating the arms, bring the shoulders round and round the back. Roll the arms outwards and roll the arms inwards. Move forwards over the wrists, flex the wrists forwards and rock from side to side, onto the left hand, onto the right hand, onto the left hand and onto the right hand. Then we'll roll back off the wrists. I'm going to sink down into child's pose, rock from side to side, over the thighs, onto the right side, onto the left side. Going first quite deep into the hip there. It's the first time of the session, so just take your time, feel what feels good. Take the hands back, grab your heels and just pull yourself down into your thighs. Lengthen the spine and drop the head to the mat. Breathe in here, lengthen the spine, and breathe out. Breathe in, push forwards again, onto all fours, and breathe out, arch the back. Breathe in, arch the back downwards, put the hands forwards. Onto the heels of the hands, push forwards, push the hips back, lengthen through the arms, through the shoulders, straight line from the hand to the hip. Breathe in, come up, bring the left arm back, lengthen down the right hand side of the body. Breathe in. And breathe out. Take both hands forwards, drop that down, push the hips back, straight line from the hands to the hips. And breathe out, come up, leave the right hand forwards, bring the left hand back, lengthen down the left hand side of the body. Both hands forwards again, dropping down, we'll push the hips back. This time drop the elbows to the mat, push forwards and bring the chin down as far as you can. Work your way back in. Take the left arm, thread it underneath, push across, bring the shoulder down to the mat in line with your knee and your hand and rotate over the top. Spinal twist. And bring that back in. Over the other way, breathe in. Thread the arm through, drop the shoulder to the mat and rotate. And back through. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, sink down, leave the hands forwards, this time child's pose. Breathe in, come up, engage the toes, push up into high plank. Hold there, breathe in, and breathe out. Push forward on the toes, come over the wrists again, coming forward of the wrist, flexing the wrists forwards, arms, the shoulders are now over the fingers. And push back. Back into the heels, forwards over the fingers. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. If you're finding that hard, you can drop the knees and do the same thing. Breathe in, lengthen. And breathe out. Back into high plank. We're going to push back now into downward facing dog. Pushing the heels down, lengthening through the back of the legs. Push down on the right side, pedal down on the left side. Push into the heels of the hands. Lift the fingers, spread the fingers wide, strengthen through the arms. Make a straight line from the hands through to the hip and from the heel through to the hip. If you need to be on your toes here, stay on the toes. If you need to bend the legs to push the hip back, you can do that too. Just play with the body, feel that strength through the shoulders, the straight line through the hands and the length in the back. From there, we're going to look forward. We're going to step forwards with the right foot and then straighten the leg. Step forwards with the left foot and then straighten the leg. Step forwards with the right foot and then straighten the leg. Bring the left foot in by the right foot, straighten the legs if you can. Come up onto the shins if you need to, lengthen the back. Fall forwards. Bend the legs if you need to here. Bring the chest down onto the thighs. Relax the upper body. Drop the head. Breathe in. And breathe out. And very slowly now roll up through the vertebrae of the back. Roll the shoulders high and drop the shoulder blades down the back. Take the head to the left. Drop in the right shoulder. Take the head to the right. Drop in the left shoulder. And again to the left. Lengthen here. To the right. And lengthen here. And lift the right arm. Take it over the top of the head. Take the left arm up to the wrist and reach across. Breathe in, lengthen, and breathe out. Both arms to the middle, change sides. Breathe in, lengthen, and breathe out, relax. Breathe in, lengthen, and And breathe out, relax into the stretch. Breathe in and both hands up. And breathe out, hands to the side, to the prayer position in front of the chest. Drop the hands, bring the right arm up. Take hold of the elbow this time and drop the hand behind the back. Push down the middle of the back, opening under the armpit there. Breathe in. And go deep as far as you can there. And release, both hands up, change sides. And push down the middle of the back. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in, both hands up. Hands to the side. Take the feet hip width apart. Breathe in. Lengthen. And as we breathe out, we're going to sink down into a squat. Go down as far as is comfortable. Hold it there, breathe in. Raise up a little bit. And breathe out, go a little deeper. Breathe in up a little bit. And breathe out, go a little deeper. Roll the back until you can sit down between your feet. If you need to stay on your toes here, you can. Just be on the toes. Use the hands for balance if you're on the toes. Shouldn't be much tension in the body. And just rock from side to side. The same flexion that we had in child's pose here. If you're on your toes and if you're on your heels there, you're getting a good stretch into the lower back. Breathe in. Straighten the legs slowly up. Leave the body down onto the thighs. Straighten the legs and drop the head. Forward bend. We're going to take the hands forwards. So from hanging here, reach them forwards to the mat, wherever you can reach. You can bend the legs if you want. And we're going to go up onto the shoulders, over the hands. We've warmed up the wrists earlier, so the same movement now as before. Come onto the toes. Drop down onto the toes now into the squat. Find the balance over the toes. And then slowly raise up, staying on the toes the whole way. And down onto the heels, back into the starting position. Okay, we're going to Surya Namaskara, sun salutation. First one, so feet together, toes are parallel, heels slightly apart. Breathe in, calm the body. And breathe out, lengthen the spine. The next breath in, we're lifting the arms. No tension in the body, breathe in, extend upwards. And breathe out, we're going to forwards, hold forwards, lengthen in the back for as long as you can. Breathe in here halfway. And breathe out all the way down, hands towards the mat. Breathe in, come up halfway, put the hands to the shins, lengthen the back parallel to the floor. Utkatasana. Breathe in, and breathe out, hands to the floor, step back into high plank. Breathe in, and breathe out, drop the knees, come onto the heels of the hands and roll forward onto the chest. Bhujangasana, we're going to lift up, use the heels of the hands, just push very gently upwards, arching the back, no tension, just go up as is comfy for you, arch the back, bringing the arch high into the back, between the shoulder blades, and breathe out, lower down, engage the feet, engage the hands, push up and back onto the knees. Push forwards into high plank and back into downward facing dog. I'm going to be in downward facing dog for 5 breaths here, so just adjust with each breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Sink into the feet, sink into the hands, lengthen the back. Breathe in 2. Push the hips back. Breathe in 3, strengthen the arms. Breathe in 4, push into the heels. Breathe in 5, come onto the toes, look forward. And breathe out, bend the legs. Breathe in, step forwards on the left foot, straighten the leg. Breathe in, step foot on the right foot, straighten the leg. And breathe in, step forwards on the left foot, straighten the leg. Breathe in, both feet together, extend the spine. And breathe out, sink forwards, Utkatasana. We're coming up to standing, bring the back straight the whole way up. Arms go to the sky. And to the chest. Do one more of these. Breathe in. And breathe out, Utkatasana, fall forwards. All the way with the one breath this time. Breathe in halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe out, hands to the mat, step back, all the way back, high plank. If you can stay in high plank all the way down, you can do. Keep the elbows tucked in to the side of the body, breathe in. And breathe out, lower down slowly onto the mat. This time we're going to take the hands and the chest up. Bhujangasana, breathe in. Breathe out, hands to the mat, engage the feet. And if you can push up in 1, do that, otherwise use the knees as before. Keep the elbows tucked to the side, breathe in. And back. Downward facing dog. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. Breathe in 4. And then breathe in 5. Come onto the toes. And bend the legs. Step forward 1 step this time. Left foot. Right foot. Extend the spine. And breathe out, fall forwards. Utkatasana. Breathe in, come up. Hands to the sky. Gaze towards the thumbs. Breathe out, hands down to the side. Surya Namaskara B. Breathe in. And this time we're going to push the knees together, bend the legs. Drop down into Utkatasana. Knees are pushed together. Strength here. Try and keep the back up and straight, chest forwards. Lift the arms. Breathe out. Straighten the legs. Lean forwards. Hands to the mat. Hands to the shins, extend the spine. Breathe out, hands to the mat, step back. High plank. Breathe out, lower down. Going to go to low plank this time. Hover there. Push forward. Upward facing dog, rolling onto the top of the feet. Pull forwards through the shoulders. Gaze forwards. And breathe out. Push back. Downward facing dog. Lift the right leg. And breathe out, step forwards between the hands. And set the stance for warrior pose. So the back foot's flat to the mat, front foot's facing forwards, about shoulder or hip width apart. Take the strength in the front thigh, Front thigh stays parallel to the floor. The back leg is straight. Bring the hips around, face the front of the mat. Hands to the hips, breathe in. Breathe out, sink into the legs, into the hip. Feel the base of the pose. Next breath in, we're going to extend up through the chest. And breathe out, pushing forwards with the hips, pushing the weight into the back foot. Next breath in, breath 3, lift the arms. Gaze upwards, lift the chest. And breathe out, sink into the thighs, into the back leg. Breathe in, 4. And breathe in, 5. Breathe in, bring the hands back to the hips. And sink into the front leg, bringing the shoulders forwards. Breathing out, hands to the mat. And step back, high plank. Breathe out, low plank. Roll forwards and up. Upward facing dog. If you can this time, roll onto the toes, high plank, low plank. And push back and up into downward facing dog. I'm going to be here 3 breaths. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. And breathe in 3. Next breath in, lift the left leg. Keep the hips parallel to the floor. Breathe out, step forwards between the hands or up towards the front of the mat. Throw up into the stance again, back foot flat to the floor, rolling towards the outside edge of the foot. Front foot pointing forwards, about shoulder hip width apart. Breathe in, lift up. And breathe out, sink into the hip. Pulling the hip back, parallel to the front of the mat. Breathe in, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. And breathe out, sink into the hip. Next breath in, breath 3, lift the arms. And breathe out. Hold the pose strong. 4. Breathe in 5. Hands to the hip. Breathe in, lean forward. And breathe out, sink the hands to the mat. Step back, high plank. Breathe in. And breathe out, lower down, low plank. Breathe in, upward facing dog. And if you can go straight back into downward facing dog or back down, chaturanga. And push back. Downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. Next breath in, lift the right leg, keep the hip parallel to the floor. Breathe out, step forwards. With 1 breath now, straight up into Utkatasana. Feel the pose. And then 1 breath out all the way back down. Hands to the mat. Step back, high plank. Breathe in here. And breathe out, lower down. Keep the elbows close to the body. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, chaturanga, push back. Downward facing dog. Next breath in, lift the left leg. Hips parallel to the floor. Breathe out, step forwards. Straight into the stance. Breathe in, come up. Utkatasana. Feel the pose. And breathe out all the way down. Hands to the mat. Step back. High plank. Breathe in. And breathe out, low plank. Breathe in. Utkatasana. Chaturanga. Push back. Downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths. Close your eyes. Breathe in 1. Feel the pose with your eyes closed. Breathe in 2. Push back into the hips. Breathe in 3. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. Next breath, come onto the toes, open the eyes, look forward and bend the legs. Breathe out. Breathe in, step forward, right leg, left leg, feet together, big toes together. Extend the spine parallel to the floor. Breathe out, fold forwards, Utkatasana. Push the knees together, bend the legs, Utkatasana. If you need to, push it up off the knees, extend the spine, lift the arms. Breathe out, sink. Breathe in, lift up. Gaze towards the thumbs. And breathe out, hands to the side. Set the feet hip width apart. Take hold of the elbows. Breathe in. Lengthen through the spine. And breathe out, fall forward. Keep the back as straight as you can for as long as you can. Keep the back straight, breathe in. And then breathe out, let the back round off and use the weight of the elbows to pull the shoulders down and just rock from side to side. Breathe in 1. I'll be here for 5 breaths. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. Let go of the elbows, take hold of the big toes, breathe in, extend the spine. Keep the feet shoulder hip width apart. And breathe out, pull down with the big toes, push the elbows out to the side, pull up on the thighs and fold forwards, bring the head, the top of the head towards the mat. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. Breathe in 4, lengthen. And breathe in 5. From there, bring the spine parallel to the floor. Take the hands underneath the feet. Palms facing up, standing on the palms, lifting the toes slightly. Goes a little bit stronger into the hamstring stretch. Breathe in. And breathe out, fall forwards. Breathe in. And rock from side to side if you want to. Just slowly get into the hamstring stretch. Breathe in 3. Push into the hips, push the thighs upwards. Last breath here, breathe in 5. Slowly bend the legs. Take the hands out. Walk the hands forwards here, towards the front of the mat. And then you're going to rock forwards onto the hands, bringing the weight over the shoulders. Lift up onto the toes. Roll down, bend the legs, balance over the toes. Lift the spine, lift the chest, balance over the toes, and we're going to come up like we did at the beginning. And sink into the heels. And back to standing pose, Tadasana. Okay, we're going to warm up the hips a little bit. So we're going to vinyasa through into a high lunge, low lunge sequence. Breathe in. And breathe out. We're going to go through Utkatasana. So we're going to push the knees together, come down. Just going to warm up the back a little bit here. Take prayer position with the hands. Take the left elbow over the right knee and rotate to the side. Breathe in 1. We hear 3 breaths. Breathe in 2. And breathe in 3. Roll through the centre. Go to the other side. Keep the hands in prayer position. Breathe in 1. Push the knees together. Breathe in 2. And breathe in 3. From here back to the centre. Drop the hands towards the mat. Come to the fingertips. Straighten the legs. Drop the head. Breathe in, lengthen the spine, bring the hands to the shins. Breathe out, hands to the mat, step back left leg, step back right leg, high plank. Breathe in, and breathe out in, down to Chaturanga. Roll forward and up, upward facing dog. Roll back down, Chaturanga. And push back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift the right leg. And breathe out, step forward towards the hands or between the hands. Stay on the back toe this time. Push forward. Bring the front thigh parallel to the floor. Bring the knee over the ankle, not forward over the toes. From there, engage the thigh, push back, strengthen the back leg, push back into the back heel and lift up, hands to the hips. Breathe in, pull the shoulders back, push the chest forward. 1. Breathe in 2, extend upwards through the top of the head. Next, arms up, breathe in 3. Push into the back heel, breathe in 4. Breathe in 5. Hands back to the hips. If you need to use the knee for support, you can. Dropping the back knee to the mat. Take the hands either side of the foot, point the back toe, push forward through the hip, low lunge. Try and keep the hips square to the front of the mat. Take the hands off the mat onto the hips. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2, lift the chest. Breathe in 3, lift the arms. Lengthen. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. Breathe out, hands to the hip. Take the hands to the mat. Come to the back toes. Push forwards. Straighten the front leg, push back. Straighten as much as you can into a forward fold over the front leg. Breathe in. Lift high into the hip. Square the hips to the front of the mat. And breathe out. Bring the chest towards the thigh. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. Stay on the back toes there. Breathe in 3. Breathe in 4. Really try and get a little deeper into this area here. Lengthen through the spine, breathe in 5. Hands to the mat. Come forwards, bend the leg. Step back, high plank. Low plank. Roll forwards and up. Low plank, push back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift the left leg, and breathe out, step forwards. Keep the back foot on the back toes. Again, shuffle the front foot till the knee is over the ankle, not over the toes. From there, strengthen the thigh, and bring the hands up to the hips. Breathe in 1. push into the back heel. Breathe in 2, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Breathe in 3, arms up. Breathe in 4, lengthen upwards. And breathe in 5. Hands to the hip as you breathe out. Lean forward, strengthen the leg. If you need to use the hands on the knees, drop in the back knee. Roll the back foot onto the top. Hands to the mat, either side of the foot. Push forward, lengthen and adjust. Get into the stretch in the front hip here and the back hip here. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, come up onto the hips. Here the knee is over the foot. Breathe in 2, lift the chest. Breathe in 3, lift the arms. Breathe in 4, lengthen. Breathe in 5. Hands to the hip, hands to the floor. Engage the back foot. Coming up into a forward fold. Straighten the front leg as much as you can. Breathe in, stay on the back toes. And breathe out, fold forwards. That's Utkatasana. Breathe in, lengthen. And breathe out, sink into the front. Close your eyes. And listen to your body. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. Next breath in, bend the leg, come onto the hands, step back, high plank. Breathe out, low plank, roll forward and up, Beginners Vinyasa. Breathe out, low plank. Breathe out, push back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, come onto the toes. And breathe out, drop the knees and sink down, child's pose. Feel the difference between the first child's pose and this one. You feel a lot freer in the hip, a lot longer in the spine. Maybe get the forehead to the mat a little bit further forwards than before. And the bum further down towards the heels. Breathe in. And breathe out. With 3 breaths here. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. Next breath in, bring the hands forward. Come forward onto the hands and the knees. Engage the toes. Breathe in, come forwards. Over the wrists. And push back. Downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift the right leg. And breathe out, step forwards. Drop the back foot flat to the mat this time. Same stance as for warrior. Here in Madrasana, come up. Hips are facing forwards. Sink down into the hips. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in, lift the arms, warrior. And then we're going to rotate into warrior 2. Opening the hips, rolling the thighs outwards. Warrior 2, hands are parallel to the floor. Hips are now facing the side of the mat. Rotating outwards. Extend the arms. Look back, check the alignment of the back leg, the back arm. And look forwards, sink into the hip. Bring the front thigh parallel to the floor. Gaze is forward over the front hand. Breathe in. And breathe out. Really try and feel for the pose here. Opening the hips, rolling the front thigh, rolling the back thigh. Nice expansion across the front. Hands open the chest. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. And with the next breath in, lift up a little bit. Sink down, take the elbow of the front arm to the front knee. Bring the palm facing upwards. Hand to the back hip, roll the chest. Breathe in 1. Utkatasana, and then we're going to lift the back arm to the sky. Should just be an extension across the body, the chest rotated towards the sky or towards the front of the mat, the side of the mat. Breathe in 3 and breathe in 4 and breathe in 5. Bring that arm down onto the leg, and we're just going to switch sides. So here, palm facing up, take the hand back to the hip, rotate, breathe in and push the shoulders around, breathe out, sink down. Take the elbow now over the top of the knee, take the arms into prayer position, push down into the hand and rotate the shoulders. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. Bring the hands back to prayer position, warrior pose. Hips are facing forwards. We're going to lift up and rotate into warrior 2 again. Opening the thighs to the side of the mat, warrior 2. Straighten the front leg, we're going to go to Utkatasana. Straighten the front leg. Align the heels as much as you can with your balance. Keep this rotation in the thighs here. Arms out for warrior 2. Look back, check the alignment. Look forwards. We're going to fold forwards here, bringing the front thigh up into the hip. The back arm, turn the palm to face the side of the mat. Just go over, try and keep straightness in the spine and the back, and the chest rotated to the side. Let the arm just go into the sky. Take the front arm down the front leg and support yourself on the front leg at a position that feels that you're getting a good position, a good stretch, and fold in the front hip here. A nice lengthen through the back hip, a rotation of the chest. Breathe in 3. Adjust your position. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. Take the other arm down to the foot. Bring the hips facing the front of the mat. Fold forwards as we did before. This time we have the foot flat. That's Utkatasana. Lengthen and sink. From here, bring the hands forwards, bend the front leg back, foot goes to the toes, and we're going to step back, high plank. Breathe in, low plank, roll forwards and up, upward facing dog, chaturanga, and push back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, come up onto the toes, breathe out, knees to the ground, and sink down, child's pose, 3 breaths. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. Rock from side to side, free the body, and breathe in 3. Next breath in, bring the hands forward, come up onto all fours, engage the toes. Push back, push forwards, breathe in, high plank, breathe out, low plank, roll forwards and up, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Lifting the left leg. We're going to repeat on the other side now, step forwards. Set the stance for Virabhadrasana, warrior stance. Come up, hips are facing forward. Sink into the pose. Lift the chest, breathe in. Breathe out, sink into Virabhadrasana 1. Lift up. Feel the difference as you rotate. Virabhadrasana 2. Bring the heels slightly across in line. Open the hip, rotating the thighs out. Arms are parallel to the ground. Look back, check the alignment. Strengthen the back leg. Gaze forwards. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. Again, we're going to go as Utkatasana. Taking the elbow down, palm facing up. Let the back hand come up. Rotate the chest towards the side of the mat. Gaze upwards towards the thumb or towards the side. Lengthen down the side of the body. This is an open of the side of the body here. Breathe in 3. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. I'm going to reverse that, bringing the hand down onto the front leg. Settle into the front leg there, hand turn onto the back, hand goes onto the hip, look the other way, rotate the shoulders. From there we're going to go over again, over the leg with the elbow, to reach through, bring the arm up, take the prayer position hands and push down into the leg and rotate the spine. Straighten the back leg, breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. From here we're coming up, back to the middle, hands to the hip, warrior pose. Up and through, warrior 2. Straighten the front leg for Utkatasana. Align the heels, adjust the stance if you need to. Roll the thighs outwards. Start to fold into the front hip. Keep the back hip high and rotating the thighs outwards. Keep a straight line through the chest to the arm, to the hand. As the chest goes down, the hands going up towards the sky. Fold in here, lengthen here, a straight line from the hip to the armpit. So you're not crushing into the chest at all. Front hand goes down to wherever it reaches. Hold it there and open. 2. Breathe in 3. And gaze forwards or to the hand. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. Bring the arm forwards and down onto the front thigh. Rotate the hips now facing the front of the mat. Breathe in, lengthen the spine. And breathe out, sink down past Utkatasana. Lengthening through the spine. Folding into the front hamstring. With the back foot flat to the floor this time. Breathe in 1. And sink down. Close your eyes. Breathe in 2. Listen to your body, feel where it's opening. Any pain that shouldn't be there, back off a little bit. Or back right off if there's pain that's saying stop. Try and sink into the muscles, into the stretch. Feel for the areas that this pose is opening. Breathe in 4. And breathe in 5. Breathe in, bend the leg. Come onto the back toes, hands step back, high plank. Breathe out, low plank. Roll through, upward facing dog. Bring the arch of the back forwards between the shoulder blades. Low plank, chaturanga. And push back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, come onto the toes. Breathe out, bend the legs. This time bring the knees together. And sink back into child's pose, the knees tied together. Breathe in, lengthen the spine. And breathe out, sink forwards. Breathe in, wriggle forward, try and get the forehead towards the ground. And breathe out, sink into the mat. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Next breath in, arms forwards. Come up onto all fours, engage the toes, push back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, come onto the toes, bend the legs. Breathe in, step forwards left leg, step forwards right leg, toes together, sink forwards, Utkatasana. Elbow, hands to the shins, extend the spine, Utkatasana. Sink forwards, Utkatasana again, bend the legs, chest onto the thighs, and slowly roll up. And last thing, head up, arms to the sky, hands to the chest, and to the side, Tadasana. Step wide, feet parallel. Hands to the hips, lengthen the spine. Roll the head to the left again, roll the head to the right again. Bring it to the centre, free the shoulders. Wriggle the hips. And a forward fold from here, so come down right into the hip here. Push the hands back where you want to fold from, keep the back straight, lift the chest. Breathe in. And breathe out, push back into the hands, fold forwards there, right in the crease of the top of the leg. Stop halfway, lengthen the spine. Breathe in, pull up on the thighs, push back with the fingers into the crease there, push forwards, lengthen the spine, let the head go in a straight line with the spine. Breathe in, lengthen, and breathe out, fold forwards. Breathe in, engage the big toes, and fold forwards. Take the hands from the hips, take them to the mat, in line with your feet if you can, or behind the feet. Breathe in, and breathe out. Push up through the hands into the hip joint, lengthening through the legs, and dropping the head towards the mat. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. Lengthen the spine, come up halfway. Take the hands out towards the big toes or towards the shins, whichever you can reach. Breathe in, lengthen. And breathe out, pull down using the legs or the toes. Going to take the chest down towards, in between the legs, the head towards the mat. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. Release the toes, bend the legs, put the hands in the middle, roll the heels in so the feet are pointing out, and slowly bring yourself up. Use the hands on the knees there, fingers towards the front, and roll the thighs outwards, bringing the chest up and forwards. And breathe in, lift, and breathe out, sink down, keeping the thighs rolling outwards. Opening the hip here, push down till the hands come to the inside of the knees and onto the shins, and push outwards. Breathe in, lift the chest. 1. Breathe in 2. And breathe in 3. Lift up. We're going to go across onto the left side here, so move the left foot out. And we're just going to keep a side stretch here with the feet parallel or slightly facing outwards. And just lower down into this hip here, pushing the chest across towards the right foot. There's pressure in the left foot, you can use the arm on the left knee there. Keep a straight line through the foot, through the knee. And just open the thighs here and push down into this hip here. We're going to come back up. So we're going through, rotate a little bit to the right. The left foot is straight to the side of the mat. The front foot about 45 degrees there. Nice straight line through the knee to the foot. Sink down into that thigh, strong in the thigh. Use the hand on the knee if you need to. Push in the chest and the body across towards the left, creasing into the left hip. Go across the other side. Turn the stance. We're going a little deeper this time. Coming down. Use the hand on the knee. Coming down. Take the hands to the mat. Stop there and just lower yourself slowly into that position there. We're going into a real low one-legged squat in a minute. Come back up to the middle, feet rotated, come across to the right hand side, use the hand on the knee, come down, hands to the mat, and again just sink into the hip there on the left. 5 little bounces there. Any pain anywhere in the knee, just back off, maybe avoid this. We're going to go back up. This time we're going to try and go all the way down. Free the hip, rotate the stance tiny little bit. Going across, breathe in. Breathe out, use the hand on the knee, the floor. If you can go without, bring the hands to prayer position, sink down, and now we roll in the back foot. Bringing the toes towards us. And rolling the front, the right thigh outwards, external rotation. Push into the shoulder, to the inside of the knee there, to open the stance. Take the hands to the floor, push back up, or without the hands on the floor, if you're feeling strong. Go the other side now, breathe in. You can do it without the hands, hands to prayer position. Rolling outwards, lengthen, rolling the thigh. Back foot goes to the toe, to the heels. Pull back in the back toes. Open outwards. If you're finding that really hard, you can go on the toes of the supporting leg. Coming back up and to the middle. Bring the feet in a little bit, toes pointing out. And we're going to a deeper squat here with the feet slightly closer together than before. Breathe in, lift the chest. And breathe out, we're sinking down so the elbows go between the knees. Adjust the stance a little bit. Lift the chest, sink down, pushing the hips forwards. Quite an intense hip opening stretch here, really rolling into the ball joint of the hip. Just feel what's good for you, don't go any further. Rock from side to side, just loosen into that stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to take the hands to the floor and push upwards. Straighten the legs, hands to the floor, step back and put the knees down. We're going to do the same stretch now with the knees on the ground. Take the feet out so that the feet are facing outwards. Go as wide as you can, pull forwards. This is the frog stretch and push back into the hip. It's the same stretch as before. If you've got any pain in the knees, then back off. If you're feeling good, push back and you can go down onto your forearms. Trying to push the hips back. Breathe in And breathe out, close the eyes, feel what's happening in the hip area. Breathe in 2. And breathe in 3. Roll forwards, bring the feet in first. Sit back onto the feet, come up, bring the knees in, bring the knees together, and drop down into child's pose. Lengthen the spine, and sink down and relax. Rock from side to side, to the right, and to the left. Okay, we're just going to reverse that stretch here. So from there, keeping the knees hip width apart, rock down into the, so you're sitting just between your heels. Breathe in, roll the shoulders back, lift the thighs, lift the chest, lift the hips, straight line there. Rock back through the shoulder into the shoulder blades. And then we're going to bend the arms and sink down, bring the elbows down towards the mat. Lift the chest, sink the hip down onto the feet. And then wriggle the hands forwards towards the ankles. And from there we're going to try and sink back down here, let the knees lift. Breathe in and then try and push the knees down towards the mat for the hero pose. Good intense stretch through the quads here. Anyone who uses the quads a lot is going to feel this one. Goes into the lower lumbar spine as well. If you're feeling good there, bring the knees together as much as you can. And then when you're ready, let the knees lift. Take the hands towards the ankles. Push the knees back down, come up onto your elbows. Take the left arm back, push up. Take the right arm back, push up. And we'll go forward, fold straight back down into child's pose. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. And breathe in 3. From there, bring the hands forwards, cross the legs behind, the feet behind, and roll over into sitting position. Roll onto the back, lift the left leg, put it over the right leg. And we're going to reach through the gap here, take hold of the knee, around the foot here, take hold of the knee, and we're going to push into a kind of lying down pigeon pose, pulling back in the knee towards the chest. And you'll feel an intense stretch in the left buttocks and the left hip. Keep the back flat to the ground. Breathe in. And breathe out. If you can push it out with the left elbow into the left thigh to increase the stretch. Close your eyes, breathe in 4. Last one, breathe in 5. Take both legs into the hands, pull towards the body. Feet to the ground, shake from side to side. Bring the right leg up over the left leg. Reach between the leg, grab the knee. Around the foot, grab the knee, right elbow into the thigh of the right leg and pull towards the chest. Breathe in 1. Close your eyes, really feel where this stretch is. What it's doing, it's opening the fibres in the muscle. Breathe in deeply, bring the oxygen, the prana around the body that's needed. to help you relax and open into the stretch. Breathing 4. And breathing 5. Release the stretch, grab both knees, bring them in towards the chest. Try and keep the back straight. And feet to the floor. Rock both legs to the left, take the arms out, keep the shoulders planted firmly to the mat. Open the right hand side of the body. Breathe in, come up. Take both knees are about hip width apart. Over to the right, push down into the left shoulder. Lengthen through the left hip. And back to the middle. Point the legs. Bring the body up. And take the feet down to the mat. Forward fold. Utkatasana. Take hold of the shins. Lengthen the spine. Straighten the spine. Try and fall forward from the very low lumbar spine there. Extending forward, bring the chest as far forward towards the feet as you can. Take hold of the legs, pull down, take hold of the toes if you can. And if you're feeling really flexible, you can reach around the feet, clasp the hands together and fall forward. Here again, close your eyes, really feel where this is stretching. You got some stretch in the hamstrings and the lower back. Lengthen through the back. Fold forwards. Two. And 3. Okay, we'll let go of those. Bring the right leg up, seat it in there, right by the right hip. Grab hold of the knee, pull back. Pull the knee back behind, and if you can, take the arm over the top of the knee and roll around the back to take a bind in the other hand and pull back into the hip with the shin. Move the chest forwards. Breathe in 3. And release. Take that foot to the inside of the thigh. Push down, push across to the left hand side of the body. Back to the centre and fall forwards. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. And what we'll do the other side now, take both legs out. Bring the left leg in, sit it by the left hip. Pull back, pulling the knee back behind the body. Take the left arm over the front, wrap around the back. If you can't reach, just hold it where you can. You can grab hold of your t-shirt or your hip. Take the other arm round the back. Bind the hands. Pull forward with the chest and back through the chin of the back leg. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. And breathe in 3. Release the bind of the hands. Bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Lengthen the back, breathe in. And breathe out, fold forward, take hold of the leg. Pull yourself down, take hold of the foot. Lengthen through the spine. Breathe in 1. Breathe in 2. Breathe in 3. Release that. We're going to go into a rotation of the spine. So we're going to take the right leg underneath the left leg, left foot over the top of the knee. Take hold of the knee again, lengthen the spine. Then you're going to take the left arm behind, the right arm, elbow over the left knee and rotate Take the hands vertical here, keep the spine straight, rotate as much as you can, look round to the left. Take the eyes to the corner of the body, look into the left as much as you can. And release. I'm going to change sides there. So the right leg goes underneath, left foot over the top. Hug into that, settle into the sit bones. Left arm over the right knee, pushing back to bring the body round towards the right, bring the right arm round behind, lengthen the spine, and rotate. And release. Bring the feet yourself into the middle of the mat and lie down on your back. Take hold of your big toes there. We're going to go to happy baby stretch there. So bring the feet up over the top and pull down. Roll from side to side, massage the spine. And then very slowly, straighten the legs. Take hold of the big toes still, straighten the legs as much as you can, keep the spine flat to the mat and bring the feet together. Hamstring stretch. Point the toes, let go of the toes, bring the hands to the mat and slowly roll the feet over the top of the head. Open the spine as far as you can. Take the hands to the lower back, bend the legs, bring the feet over the head, and we'll go up into shoulder stand. Let the blood flow the other way through the body. Make sure there's no tension in the neck. All the support is through the elbows and the shoulders and the hands on the lower back. Slowly bend the legs, keep the pressure straight down into the elbows and the shoulders, and then roll the feet slowly down to the mat again. Bring the knees down either side of the ears, hands to the floor by the shoulders, and now slowly roll down towards the mat. Feet flat to the mat. Extend the arms, keep the knees together. This time we're going to go to the left. You can take the left arm onto the right leg to stretch a little more into the rotation. This is the last one. And roll the legs to the other side. Right hand can go down, pull down on the left leg. And then release. From that, bring the feet to the middle and just rock from side to side. And extend the feet. Shavasana. Finishing pose. Let the legs relax. Relax the feet. Try and get a nice symmetry down the middle of the body. Just move the body about a little bit till you feel that you've got a nice balance between the left hand side and the right hand side of the body. Breathe in. And breathe out. Close your eyes. Feel the body. Feel the energy flow through the body. You should feel no restrictions now in the body. You should feel quite open, quite nice, free from any tension. Listen to the breath. Lengthen the breath. Slow everything down. Deep calm. into the chest, roll onto the right hand side. Keep your eyes closed. If you can, slowly come up to sitting and roll around into a comfortable position, cross-legged, or lotus position or half lotus. Lengthen the spine. Let the hands rest on the knees. Breathe deeply, let the body lift. Keep the length in the spine as you breathe out. Breathe in deeply. Lengthen the spine as you breathe out. Take a deep breath. Open the mouth and blow. Release the tension from the body. Drop the head. Open the eyes. Gaze forward. Listen to the body. You should feel good now. And once again, thank you.